Okay, welcome to our last spelling lesson for the week. And we have the last prefix we're going to be looking at this week is the prefix D. And we see that the prefix D, when added to a word, means opposite of, down or out. So it can have three different meanings. It can sometimes mean the opposite, it can sometimes mean down, or it can sometimes mean out. So let's look at our D words this week. We have depress. Depress. And when I think of this, I think if I'm going to depress the button, it means, again, pushing it, what? Down. Depress can also mean feeling down. We also have defrost. Defrost. And if you've defrosted something, that means to thaw something out. I take it out of the freezer and it will defrost. And so that might mean, I think that one I would probably say it's like the opposite of, right? It was frosted and now it's going to be defrosted, meaning it's going to be the opposite. And then finally, the last one we have this week is deactivate. And deactivate means if I'm deactivating something, I'm turning it off. Or again, you could say that could be the opposite, or it could also be, I'm turning it, it's not activated, right? So it's off, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the spellings for these D words. Okay, so we know we have the prefix D, and the prefix D is made up of two sounds, D, E, right? Those are our two sounds in the prefix D. So all these words are going to have a D. So you can already just put that in. We've got D, right? There's our prefix D. So then our first word is depress. So we've got press, and that's one syllable. And I hear I hear four sounds there. S. Okay. And my first sound is a P. Then I have a Then I have the which is the short E, which is edge of the chair, if you remember your SIPS cards. So we've got the E, and then finally we have the S. Now one thing you do have to remember on depress is it's actually two S's. So you do have to memorize that, right? Think about it, there's two S's at the end of depress. Okay, our next word, we have our prefix D. I'm going to go ahead and put that in. And then I have frost. 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 There's frost. There's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sounds in frost. And it's basically, so we're going to have the f, then we have the then we have the ah. Again, there's a short O on the chair. Then we have the s, and then we have the t. Frost is actually a word that you can actually sound out every sound in the word frost. Again, defrost. And we have one more word, and this one is deactivate. Okay, so there's a lot of sounds here. So first we've got our prefix D. I'll go ahead and put that. And then let's say activate. Activate. So I have three syllables. So activate. Okay. And I'm going to be, and there's many ways you can break this up, but I'm going to go with act, because you can break the syllables in different spaces. I just want to point that out. Hopefully that's not blocking my view here. Okay, so I've got the first sound there, first word, I'm going to have act. Act. And you probably know we've got three sounds there. We've got act. And you hear the T. So you can sort of hear all the sounds are act. And you know that's actually a word, act, right? And then we have I. We have our a short I. And now normally when a syllable is all by itself, it should really be a long I. But here we have a short I. And then we finally have vate. Activate. Okay, and I've got v, eight. So I have three sounds there. But again, remember we have the A blank E, and then we have a T there. So again, the E is silent because it's part of the long A. So we've got activate. Now, Again, you could have broken that up a different way. That's how I broke it up. But mainly, when you're practicing spelling, you want to break it up the way that you're going to memorize it the best. And this is, for me, the way I would break it up. Okay, so again, the word is deactivate. Okay. Another way you could have broken it up, I might have done activate, like that. That's another way you could have done it. It's up to you. I like seeing the word act there, personally. Okay, thanks for watching. Good luck on your test.